So it's 10:28 at night. I just got done making I don't know. I think 300 phone calls, and I think 12 people booked. So here's what I'm gonna say. Just because people don't see something positive doesn't mean that it's not positive. Now, I don't know if what I'm doing is going to work. I believe it is. I believe that no matter what happens, I'm going to get everything that I see. And now you got to put the work in, you have to put the time in, you have to do the things that it takes for everything that you see, because when you're asking for something, you're asking for a lot. And so when you ask for a lot, you have to do more. Plain and simple. Fair enough. So the whole purpose of this video is that, people look for reasons to not believe in something. People look for reasons and they always tell you, well, how do you know this is going to work? I don't. I can't say that it's going to, but you know what I do? I believe that if I put the work in and I put the time in, and I've said this on numerous videos, that I fully believe that whatever you put out is what you're going to get back. If you put 10% of the work, you're probably only going to get 10% back. If you put 90% of the work, you're probably going to get 90%. And so, see, that's the funny thing. The universe works in funny ways. Let's say you put 80% in. The universe might give you 90. The universe might give you 100. It just depends on your circumstance, your situation, who you are, what you're doing, what field you're in. It doesn't matter. And if you want to walk away from something, you're more than welcome to. I'm not saying you don't just walk away from something, because you have security. And when you build a foundation underneath yourself, you can't just risk destroying everything by one move, because that's all it takes is one move. And so when you have a foundation under you, you have to make sure that no matter what, that foundation is not going to fall in. And so what do you got to do? When you go to dig the hole, you got to get all the dirt out. Then you got to put the rock in the hole. Then you got to do what? Form it up. It's a house. And then after you form it up, what do you got to do? You got to put braces in the concrete forms to keep the forms from what? Falling over, right? Okay. Then you start stacking your house on top of that. And then you put your plumbing in, your electrical in, your HVAC, you get your concrete poured, you get your framing done, and then you do all your roughing, you hang your drywall, mud tape, paint, flooring, cabinets. You guys all know how a house works. So life is the same way. You dig your hole, okay? That starts your house. And so, like, the analogy is the house of life that you're living. So you dig your hole. That's the first thing you do. Then you set your forms, or you fill it with rock to give yourself a sturdy ground to work on, right? Right. Then you go through and set your forms, okay? And then you put more rock into the hole. That creates a sturdy ground. Okay, now that you have a sturdy ground, you can start doing what? Building up, right? Then you're going to go through, you're going to strip the forms off, you're going to take the bracing off. The concrete's going to dry, right? That's when you remove all that stuff. And then you do what? Floor joists, subfloor. Okay, now you have a structure starting. Again, this is the principle of life. And then, after you have your subfloor and your floor joists is in, then what do you got to do? You got to build the walls. And then after you build the walls, what do you got to do? You got to put a roof on. And you got to build your trusses. And then you got to do what? Plywood the roof. And then what? Add shingles, right? To keep the water, everything, keep it resistant from all the weather. So now you have the structure that you've built up, but there's nothing covering it. There's nothing over the top of it yet. All you have is this structure you're building. Once again, this is the principle of life. So now that you have this structure and you've got it up, now what do you got to do? You got to put plywood on it. You got to cover it. To do what? Protect it. From what? Weather, damage, anything like that. Okay, now you've got your plywood on. Then you got to do what? Frame all the walls. And then what? I already said that, I'm sorry. And then you got to do what? Put your plumbing in, run your electrical, do your HVAC. Once you get all that in, now your roughing is what? Done. So once again, this is how this pertains to life. When you're walking through life, you're doing what? You're digging a hole, and this is the starting of your house or your life, per se, just for a circumstance. You've built the foundation, you started building your house or your life. You started building, okay? So now you're not going to risk everything for like that one house. You're going to build step by step, just like you did that house. You're going to build step by step by step by step. Forms, concrete, rock, floor joists, subfloor, walls, roof, plywood, the outside of the walls of the house. And then you're going to do what? Do all your roughing. So now you're building, now you're going inward, okay? And now you're building from the inside. And then what are you going to do? HVAC, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, electrical, and plumbing. Okay? And then what are you going to do? Insulate it. To do what? Keep everything outside in, right? Like weather, your climate temperature, keep your house cool. You're going to insulate to keep everything in. So how does this pertain to life? So once you've built your foundation, you have your walls, roof, trusses, everything's on, you're roughed in. Now, you're insulating yourself. To do what? From the rest of the world. To protect you from what? The rest of the world. Not to say anything bad is going to happen, but to protect you from the rest of the world. Okay. So now, you've got it insulated. Then what are you going to do? Drywall, mud, tape, paint. Right? That's what you're going to do. So, how does this pertain to life? You're going to insulate yourself from the rest of the world, and then you're going to start doing what? Making the inside of you have a picture. Building yourself to be beautiful. That's where you mud, tape, paint. Put all of your cabinets, countertops, you're looking to finish. So again, how does this pertain to life? You're looking to, so now you've built this foundation, you're walking the road, and you have this great foundation that you've built underneath you, right? This house that you have underneath you. So, what are you gonna do? It's simple. You're gonna insulate, drywall, you're gonna start putting your finish tape. You're gonna start finishing that project. Getting siding on, adding a deck if that's what you're gonna do to exterior, doors, trim, flooring, banisters. Then you're gonna go through and do what? Put all your lights in. You're gonna put your doorknobs on. You're gonna put your kitchen faucet, bathroom faucet, set your toilets, put your tub, showers, set all those fixtures to make the inside of it look beautiful. So this is where this pertains to my life. I'm at the point in my life where I've insulated, I've drywall, I've mud, tape, painted. now I just have this, and I've got floors in. Now I just have this interior. So now I need to make this interior beautiful. That's the walk of life I'm at right now. That's where I'm gonna be. And so the whole purpose of this video is that I'm gonna go take this chance on this job. I think this is gonna be something really good to what I've built, and it's gonna be something that I'm gonna really take pride in. And I feel like this is something I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. Is that true? I don't know. I've only been there 3 days, so I can't really comment or speculate. But what I am gonna do is work my butt off to make sure that this thing that I'm gonna go invest all this time in is gonna work out. And it's gonna work out. Just watch. This is only the beginning. I'm 30. This is the middle of my life. I'm only 30. This is where the interior that's already designed, that I've already designed. As you can see, I have a very beautiful house. It's already designed. Now it's time to start really building. And start making everything look great. Just like you see in this house. Just like you see in this house. Everything's gonna start looking beautiful.